Welcome to our 2023 Wildwood Grand Lodge 42 view. Starting right in the back center here, you get your cable and satellite inlet. As you pop that open, you get your cable on the left, satellite on the right. Coax cable plugs into their respective ports, fires up your TV location. Straight up from there above your window, you're going to find your rear max fan vent, so it just allows that fan inside to evacuate any sort of fumes from that back bedroom. On this side here, you get your washer and dryer vent. Of course, washer and dryer, if that were to be installed, just venting itself out through right here. Down underneath there, you get your short cord inlet. So as you pop this guy open, you're going to find a little metal tab in the bottom corner. It's going to line up with this tab here. Press them in together, little eighth turn to lock it into place, and you get the threaded collar in the back there to properly lock it down. As you follow the cord back, you're going to find a standard 50 amp end. Some campsites will have that, some won't. So we do provide you with this adapter here to take that 50 down to a 30. Most campsites do have that. You just plug straight in, you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Straight underneath all that, you get your washer and dryer outlet. So this is going to be for your water, of course. There is no tank that this guy ties into. It is just a straight drain. So if you do have a washer and dryer, you just want to make sure that this guy's opened up whenever you're running that washer. A couple of steps forward, we get your hot water tank compartment here. So as you open that up, you can see hot water tank is just right there. Your two bypass valves for winterizing the unit. That right here is your drain valve for it. Just open it up and allows the tank to drain itself out. Pressure relief valve up here. So before you ever fire it up, you just want to hit that relief valve right there. Make sure you get that bit of water come out the bottom. Just ensures that this tank is full and you're not going to damage anything by firing it up, which of course you do when you dry fire it. Switch for turning it on is just inside the unit in the side of your black back closet here. Flow point drains back here, so over time, after leaving the unit for a while, you may notice that your water's got a bit of a stale taste to it or it's gone stagnant. All you can do basically is take this valve there, open it up, allows your water system to drain itself out. So if you're getting that stagnant water, you can drain it out, kind of replace it with fresh stuff before you go. You also want to open that up and drain the water out before winterizing the unit. Down here we get your sewer system, so you get that cap here, you're going to pop that off. Your sewer hose will have the same sort of ears, just attaches the same way where you're locking it into place. On the left, you get a black valve. On the right, you get a gray. Gray valve is controlling your gray tank. Gray tank is going to be filled from a bathroom sink as well as your bathroom shower. Of course, it's going to be cleaner water than what your black is. Black is going to be filled through your toilet. Dirtiest water, you want to be dumping that first. Up from there, black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading a third or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically, it's just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes, causing that misread. So what you do is just take your water hose, plug it into there, open up that black valve, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. Coming towards the front of the slide here, you're going to find this galley tank outlet. So exact same as in the back there. You get your gray valve there. This one is dedicated to just your kitchen sink. Same sort of cap there as well. Up from there, you'll find your stove vent. So of course, propane stove is putting off fumes whenever you're using it. So you want to make sure that that flap in there is opened up, allowing our fan inside to evacuate any sort of fumes. Once you're going traveling, you're just going to kind of press that into place. You'll hear it click and that'll just lock it off, prevent any dust from kicking up in there. Exhaust for your furnace here, so if you're ever running your furnace, you just make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. Fresh water inlet right beside it. Water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that fills up the fresh water tank. You know that tank is full once you start seeing a little bit of water spitting out of that vent right there. The drain for that tank is just this guy here. Open it up, drains itself out, simple as that. Underneath your fresh water inlet is your city water connection. So your water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. In your bedroom slide here, this compartment, we can open that up. And here you'll find your sewer hose. Stay the same ears there that you have in the sewer caps, attached the same way. And then the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Inside of here, you're also going to find your vacuum hoses and a water hose. Inside of the water hose, you'll find your park adapter. So that 30 amp into there, 15 to a standard outlet. Inside of here is also just this little tabletop here. So in the back, it's got the little lip edge. I'll show you where that attaches in just a minute. Around to the front of the unit, you get a battery disconnect switch, kind of down in the bottom here, right in the back. There's a little white plate there. With that key pointed up, that's your battery then turned on, connected to the system. To disconnect it, you're going to pull that out all the way, pops right out, and that's your battery then disconnected. So of course, whenever you're using the unit, you want to make sure that this guy's in there and turned on. Battery itself is housed inside of this box right here. So as long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery will be charging for you. Underneath here, you get these two propane knobs, these two knobs here. You can loosen off, push them back, and you get access to your propane tanks. For the video, I'll just pull this right off. Then we can show you that changeover in the back here. So you can see it's currently green, pointing off to this tank. So it's just letting us know we've got good propane and we're running off of this tank. If it were to go red, it's just letting you know this tank's now empty. At that point, you'd close it off, flip over to this tank, run off of this one, get the other one filled. In front's a standard tongue jack, one way's up, other way's down. Then on this side of the unit, you got a GFI protected outlet in the front. Get your sliding patio door entrance, which will take you into the front of the unit, of course. We're not going to be using that today just because I've got it locked from the inside and we don't have keys. Your steps, you just grab this step, pull it straight out, flip that last one over, simple as that. Your assist handle, just up 90 degrees and it falls into place. You get your two exterior speakers out here. And then this right here is where that little table edge would sit into. You have the little channel that sits in the back, then it just sits down, has little standoffs that it sits on. This window right here also opens wide up, so you kind of have this as like a serving area. GFI protected outlet, as well as cable and satellite outlets. If you want TV outside, you can. Little T-latch here is just going to sit into the door to hold it open for us. So as we open up the door, I'll show you that real quick. Okay. Steps, same thing as up front. Grab that handle, pop it out. Okay. And as we come inside, we're going to make our way towards the front. Just stepping over the couch here. Okay. So by your patio entrance, right, so the sliding doors there, a little latch. Inside of your patio entrance is your fire extinguisher. That's standard. You pull the pin, point, and shoot. Up the wall from there, the light switch on the left does your entry light. Light switch in the center does your pendant light. Then the light switch on the right does an accent light behind your slides. Right beside that, we've got your awning switch. So as you press and hold extend, that awning will make its way out. Once that awning is fully extended, we're going to see a little black flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you're to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case the fabric would be underneath the tube, allowing it to hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. There's our flap, and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now, if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways. So what you can do is grab either arm, front, or rear, and you're just going to pull straight down on it. Then you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now, if you like that angle better because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. You might want to get yourself a ladder to make it easier to do so. But before you bring it back in, you just want to make sure that these guys are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. Then we can press and hold the track on our switch here. The awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric's over top of the tube. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind, especially this 26 feet long awning here. So once you get up to about 10, 15 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in. Again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. All right, and just while the camera's outside, we'll show you that awning light as well. So that's that switch right here over top of your slide out. There's a nice big light there. All right. So over at these switches here, you had your awning switch on the right. Up above that, you've got all your shades as well as your TV lift. So shade 1 is going to be, I believe, this guy here. Then 2, and then 3. 4 is down. 5 is above the TV. And then 6 and 7 are in the back of the slide out there. Once you've got those all turned on, you can press and hold up. They all make their way back up. Same thing for down. You just press and hold down. All right. For the TV, you can, of course, run that with all of the shades as well. Otherwise, you can just run it by itself. You're just going to kind of turn that one on, press and hold up, and the TV will make its way up. Once it's up in place, it'll just kind of stop in place there as well. And same thing with all the blinds. Once they're up or down all the way, they just kind of stop in place. All right. So by the steps here, I showed you that one awning light switch there already. Down below that's your slide out switch. Press and hold out, and your slides will make their way out. Typically going to start from that front bedroom, then it'll do the kitchen. They are on a hydraulic line, so they just kind of tie it in together. There we go. Once it's out all the way, we'll see the lights kind of dim down. You'll hear the whine on the motor. Just like that. Yep. Ceiling lights beside it. So as you turn that switch on, all it does is turn on your dimmer switch. Press it, and that'll turn on all your lights. Press and hold, and all the lights will dim down. Continue holding, and they'll dim back up. And just release at any point to choose that level of lighting. Outside speakers on the left there, that just turns on a little blue light inside of the speaker. Up above that, you get your water pump switch. As you turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Monitor systems is up top. On the far left, you get your battery. So you can see we're currently full, would be a charging voltage. Right. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, will go to a third, 2/3, and full. Black one is the one that is hooked up. So same thing, once you hook that up, we'll go to a third, 2/3, and full. Black 2 is not used. Gray tank is going to be for your bathroom sink and shower. Galley is going to be for your kitchen sink. Down underneath that, you get your thermostat. You're going to press that bottom bar there to wake it up. Hit it one more time, it'll come into fan low. It's of course just moving some air around with the low fan. Fan high, same idea, just now we're using the high fan. Cool high is where it'll use the compressor in and out as needed, but it'll leave the high fan on all the time. Cool low, same idea, now it's just the low fan all the time. Cool low auto is where it becomes an on-demand system where both the compressor and the fan will come in and out as needed. Hit it again after that, comes into cool high auto, same idea, now we're using the high fan. Temp selection just with your arrows there. With your air conditioner going, you've got two different options. We'll just come up the steps here. And you have these two little louvers there. So with them both closed off like that, you're using all of your ceiling ducting to move your air, or you can open them up and it just dumps all of its air into the living space here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want those open, cool off this area as quickly as possible. Then you can close them off and start moving the air throughout. After cool high auto, if we hit that bar again, it's going to come down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner and turn on your furnace. Furnace is moving its air through all your floor registers. After heat, you hit that bar again, it comes into off, just turns everything off, and then just cycles back around. Big switch right here does your ceiling fan. With that ceiling fan going, you got a couple different options here. You've got a switch on the back side, which just chooses between pulling air up or pushing air down. And then the chain right here is just your speed selection. So into and through your kitchen, you get your residential size fridge here. So your travel strap is just the Velcro. Just undo that and pull it on out of here. Alright, so this is 120 volts. You do need to be plugged in for it to be going. Get your big fridge up top and the freezer down below. Right. Kitchen, you get your storage right up top here. Microwave, pretty standard, just like home, just with the addition of your vent as well as a light. So for your vent, you have high, low, and off, and the service light is just on and off. Stove here, you're going to push it in over to that little blue flame, hit the igniter. Once you have it going, you just hold it in for another couple of seconds, then you can release and the flame will hold itself. If you turn it off right away, you can see it just dies right out. So you just kind of get it going for a second, and then you can release. And then for the oven, it pops on open. You can get your knob on the top left there. You're going to push it in over that little thunderbolt. And you can see that automatically ignites the pilot light in the back. Once you have it going, you can turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. The knob on the right side here is just a timer. So as you turn that up, you get the digital display to see what you're at. Drawer space here. And some pantry space there. Sink, hot and cold water course with the mobile head. You also have the shower head feature there as well. The sink cover just folds on up. It is actually stainless. If you need to put something hot on there, you can. A little bit of storage underneath it, just being mindful of all your drains and your water lines. And then the bar space, all your bar stools are just kind of strapped in together, so while you're traveling, they're not flying all over the place. A couple of GFI protected outlets down here, as well as a little light that kind of does that accent light across the bottom. Your LP detector's down here as well. So propane's heavier than air, sits on the floor. This guy detects it and starts going off just like a smoke detector would. Your smoke detector is straight up top from there. I can't quite reach it, but there we go. All right. In your living space here, your slide out, the two lights are just on their own switches there. Okay. And this couch here does fold out. You take your back cushions, throw them off to the side, and slide the ottoman out of the way as well. You're going to pick up the base. It's two legs down here that are going to fold out, then up and out. Okay. You take the back piece and fold it down. And there's your bed, right? Once you're done, just picking up the base here, flip that back up, and then up and in. Couple of cup holders in the back there. These cushions are also removable, and storage underneath it. That's just on a Velcro. The back of it here also opens up as storage. TV, as you saw, does store away, slides on up. When your sound bar here, power button there front and center turns it on. Select to get through all your settings. Mode's going to get through all your inlets. Volume controls on the right side. Zone 1's the sound bar itself. Zone 2's your outside set of speakers. Fireplace, power button on the right side. Center right, you have that flame color. In the middle, you have that bottom illumination. Center left, you have the low or high speed. And on the far left is a timer of 30 minutes up to 9 hours. You do have another fireplace up in the front bedroom. And in that front bedroom, we're going to show you a switch. That switch control, or it allows you to select between which fireplace you're running. This piece on the side opens up. The one on the other side does not. It is nailed shut. This one just gives you the access to your plugins for your TV. Then we'll come up into the loft here. Your light switch is just up on the wall there. Once you get up top, it's pretty well wide open. You just have the two little sleeping spaces, USB charging, as well as a power outlet in the back. Same thing on the other side. Power outlet, as well as a cable and satellite outlet, and then just the storage in the center here. Installed into this bottom step here is your central vac. So on the left side here, that's where your hose would attach, just right there. Get into the bag, got that slider there, gives you access to the bag. Power button on the left side there. This right here is just kind of a dust pan eliminator, they call it. You'd be sweeping up all your dust over here, flip it open, sucks it on up for you. Now the bathroom. Coming through here, you can see you do have that motion sensing light, so as soon as it picks up motion, it turns itself on. Other lights just right there. GFI protected outlet, test on the bottom, preset on top. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Hot and cold water at the sink here, just to keep in mind that it does shoot straight out. So if you've got any form of air in the system, it does shoot at you. So you just kind of guard it off. Right. In here, you're going to find a toilet paper dispenser. We don't install that just because location is personal preference. And then just the drawer space here as well. This closet, as you open that up, that's where you're going to find your electric water heater switch. So with it lit up, that's your water heater then going. Just open storage underneath it, being mindful of that drain back there. Converters down below it, press it top and center, it'll pop on open. You get all of your breakers in the top here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it sits in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. All of your fuses are on the right side. Whenever a fuse pops, you get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. Little furnace outlet underneath it as well. This right here is that rear vent. You're just going to got that little thumb latch on the side. You push that in. You can push the whole thing out. On the top there, you get the button. Turns on the fan. Simple as that. And here's your washer and dryer setup. So in here's where you're going to find your TV box. If you're looking to pull that TV out for winter storage, you got somewhere to keep it. See all the water lines there, as well as the drains, all set up for your washer and dryer. In the shower, you have your travel latch just in the back there. So you can see that's locked off. Just a little slider on it. You gotta slide up, back, and then you can undo it. There we go. Right. I'll give you a better look at that travel latch right here. Right, so you just have that slider, goes back, pull it on up, simple as that. Right, and then in the shower, you get the real fancy shower head. So you have your hot and cold selection on the bottom here. Up top from that, you have your kind of source selection. So you've got the top shower, or off to the side to use that piece, or down to use these two nozzles there. Toilet, pretty straightforward, flips on open, you get your flusher on the right side. And now lastly, we'll just head up into that front bedroom, or the front bunk room first, I guess. So up the stairs. And then on the right side, you get your light switch. The two spaces are identical to the front. as well as back here. You'll also find your prep for Wi-Fi right there. Your front air conditioner works the exact same as the one in the back. The thermostat for this guy, however, is in your front bedroom. Alright, so as you come up in here, you get a light switch right up on the wall, thermostat right up above it. Works the exact same as the other one, just with the subtraction of heat. It just skips over heat and comes into off. Another motion sensing light right there. Get your closet space inside here as well. So inside of here, it's where you're going to find that fireplace switch. So with it up, that uses the back room. With it in the middle, that's going to turn them both off. With it down, is going to use this fireplace. This fireplace works the exact same as the one you had in the back. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to your storage compartments. Then in the head of the bed, there's 3 lights here. 2 on the sides, just have their own switches on them right there. 1 in the middle, just on its own center push button. Open storage across the top. And then just your drawer space here. Right. And lastly, cable and satellite outlet in the right, antenna outlet in the center. Turning that antenna on is just that little button there. Get that green light letting you know it is turned on, and that will also help clear up your stereo signal. So that's about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.